Right. What do you think are the drivers for this bioeconomy? Like, what do you think are the pillars? What should we focus more on to really take this industry to the next level? Like bioindustry, not just pharma, not just energy sector, but whole a bioindustry that includes feeding and healing and fueling the world, like energy, food, pharma, all different segments. And now we have the whole a new industry of biomanufacturing. So all the things you see in the world will be manufactured. Most of the things will be manufactured biologically, eventually at least.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, McKinsey predicts 60% be bio-based by 2040. So absolutely. Yeah, I think so. There's a number of drivers. There's definitely, the scientific and technological drivers. You see the cost of DNA sequencing. I mean, for a long time now has been going down very quickly. And now synthesis is also becoming increasingly accessible and cheap. There's still a lot of work to be done there. And obviously there's some great innovations in enzymatic DNA synthesis that are going to really open the floodgates, because that's, I guess, the main technological driver of the whole industry. Everyone needs synthetic DNA in this world. And then there's infrastructure. And so that's kind of where Forest City Synbio is trying to contribute to helping address some challenges. You need lab space, you need scale up infrastructure, you need biomanufacturing infrastructure, bioreactors. There's a lot of great work being done there, but still the demand is far exceeding the supply when it comes to this kind of infrastructure. So, we've secured some lab space that we're now providing to startups, and we have plans to develop more. And I think then there's also, talent and research and programs like iGEM that have created, entire generations of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurially minded scientists,
right,
who are thinking about how to use synthetic biology to solve problems. I think that's a huge driver. And then there's also things like the private investment and public investment that's going into this space. And I think COVID did a good job of making people understand the importance of biotechnology and realize that there's something to do here. And on the flip side, while there's increasing privatization and private investment going into this space, there's also a lot of democratization going on as well, right, with organizations like the Free Genes Project, the Just One Giant Lab initiative. There's these communities that are forming around, and community labs that are forming around, how do we make this technology more accessible so that more people can get involved. And then there's also regulatory drivers. So again, it's still, the technology kind of leapfrogs the regulations, but there's a lot of active advocacy and engagement between scientists, entrepreneurs, investors, and governments to think about how do we promote innovation while at the same time protecting public interests, the environment, health, and preventing misuse of the technology and so on.
Right.
And another one is the sort of public perception of this technology. And that kind of there's a bit of a legacy from the GMO era that still has an effect on how this technology is received by the general public. But I think at the same time, we're seeing a change in attitudes towards genetic engineering technologies, especially among millennials and Gen Z folks who see the value of using this technology, especially when it has a benefit for the environment, or the popularity of veganism and the opportunity
right,
to create alternative proteins and what used to be animal products but are now being produced through biomanufacturing. So I think those are some of the big drivers. I'm sure there's others, and you could probably name some yourself, but yeah.
I love it. Love it. And if I have to add one more driver, I would say virtualization of the industry, digitalization and virtualization of the industry. Because if you see, this industry is very hyper specialized, right? If I'm the expert in high throughput screening, I still need help with, let's say, cell culturing work, right? And it's not smart, it's not economical to have all the strengths, skills in-house. You cannot do that, right? Like 3D printing technology or 3D cell culturing, like there are specialists doing on that. You cannot really catch up with all the advancement in all different fields, but you need help in other segments. It's a very hyper-specialized, interdependent industry. So the only way to make biology scalable is by making it more distributed and connected digitally, connected virtually.